you had the Jeff Lebby, Josh Heupel connection. Your thoughts? Is that an advantage for either side? They have coached together. They know each other. They run a similar type of offense. Does this help either or in this particular game?
You know, I was really thinking about this for a while, and I kind of came around to the realization that I think this might help Jeff Lebby more than Josh Heupel.
I think so too, because Josh Heupel has a more talented team.
Yes, and Jeff Lebby knows Josh Heupel's trends. I think Jeff Lebby, like Alex Golesh, wasn't just a puppet to run Josh Heupel's offense. I think he was another voice in the room. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So I think he kind of has his own offensive acumen while also understanding what Josh Heupel wants to do. And I think there is a bit of a history of Josh Heupel not adjusting well when you throw something at him that he hasn't seen. We saw that with Eli Drinkwitz last year. We've seen that a couple of times this year. So if Jeff Lebby throws a different look at Josh Heupel, Dave, that he hasn't seen, if anybody's capable of doing that, it's Jeff Lebby, right?
Well, I would say this. I think it helps whoever doesn't have the most talent. And Tennessee has the most talent. So they're probably going to play things by script, right? On schedule. I think the team that comes into this game and says, hey, we might have to do something wild like a 3-3-6 or a 3-3-5 or whatever the case may be. Or I guess it would be 4-3. But anyway, we have to play extra. We have to play fewer defensive linemen. We have to play a different look defensively, a nickelback, and perhaps a dime back. I don't think that Josh Heupel thinks about that. I think he thinks about just get the best players on the field. Tennessee has more talent. Lebby, however, if I were him, I would be looking at unique ways to slow this offense or beat this offense, right?
Yeah. I would be looking at ways to I would be doing both of those things, and I think you're looking more at how to beat the offense. You're looking at more just how to beat the offense and to shut them down. Because I think what we've seen is if you throw a different look, you can do that. Because it ain't like Eli Drinkwitz just slowed the offense last year. He shut it down. And the same holds true for Sam Pittman this year by throwing a different look. So now, I think you're looking to shut it down.
Now, the flip side, I don't think it really helps Josh Heupel at all because I think he's got the better talent. I think that he's going to be able to stop Lebby's offense, not because it's schematically unsound. I think you and I both think he's going to be good X's and O's coach. But, Caleb, I don't believe that his offense has the pieces in place to be able to have a successful day.
Yes. I mean, look, Jeff Lebby's offense is not – but from the other side, Jeff Lebby's not going to be able to throw an offensive wrinkle at Josh Heupel and do anything different. But we expect Tennessee's defense to shut down Mississippi State. Look, Mississippi State's just bad across the board. But I think Jeff Lebby could throw a different defensive look, as bad as Mississippi State's defense has been. And it's bad. It's terrible. And it may not matter because, honestly, Dave, if you're Tennessee, you can just run the ball every time and no one's going to be able to tackle Dylan Sampson. But I think there's a better chance of Jeff Lebby maybe throwing a wrinkle defensively to slow Heupel's offense down, particularly since Tennessee's offense has not been consistent all year anyway, than the other way around. I don't think Heupel has to throw a different defensive look at Jeff Lebby and Mississippi State. They're just going to shut down Mississippi State.
No, I don't think so either. The UPS Store Hardin Valley, helping individuals and small businesses, wide range of products and services, locally owned and operated. The link is right down below, owned by Tennessee fans, the UPS Store Hardin Valley. So what opportunity does Lebby have to beat Tennessee? Does this have to just be a Tennessee off game? Is it as simple as that?
That and Mississippi State, Jeff Lebby has to throw a different defensive look like I'm talking about. Tennessee has to have an off game and not play with their hair on fire. And then, honestly, the third level is Mississippi State has to have improved to a significant degree beyond what we've seen them able to do to this point. That's possible. I thought they would as the year went on. They're not as bad as they were in September, but they're still not a good football team.
I also wonder, too, how the crowd will be in this regard. How excited is the crowd going to be? I see more and more tickets for sale, and this could speak to your criticism of the college football playoff and the regular season having less of an impact. I mean, I wonder if some Tennessee fans are looking at this like, hey, they're probably going to have a home game. So would I rather save my money for that? Would I rather have a little bit of extra money? Because there's some people that spend thousands of dollars to put their tailgate together. Do they think, hey, I'm going to take the Mississippi State game off? It's been a bunch of night games in a row. I wonder how the crowd will be. It's always a B plus, but it's been an A plus this year. Does it continue to be an A plus and that tough to overcome? I mean, I'm grasping at straws, and I would encourage those on the message board to find a way that Mississippi State can keep this ball game close.
Yeah, those are the only three ways that I brought up. And you're right. The fourth is the crowd has to be out of it. But I think the crowd, I don't see any reason they would be. The only reason they might be, and Dave, we talk about this, the inaugural college football playoff rankings came out. This is a night game. I keep warning about this. There's going to be more and more, and Jacob Ward admitted this to us on Monday. They watch the games when they're waiting on a night game. They do. And if they're watching it, crowds watch it. You don't think Tennessee fans are going to be glued to the TV watching all these other games and seeing how it affects their playoff chances rather than focusing on the Kentucky game? The Mississippi State game?
It's a very fair point. Very fair indeed. I wonder if some of that will go on. Peak IV Hydration, South Knoxville and Sevierville. Live your life to the fullest. Hydrate, rejuvenate, and elevate your health with Peak IV Hydration. PeakIVHydration.com. If we can drop that in the chat. The chat? What? The show represented by Banks & Jones, Tennessee's trial attorney, banksandjones.com. You didn't even realize what I just accidentally said, did I?
No, I'm trying to drop the link in the chat. What did you say?
Yeah, you don't. It's a bad word. Steven says, Dave, do you and Caleb believe if we don't have a strong fan presence in Athens, it will hurt us? I think your strong fan presence for any team that's elite, like Georgia is only going to be at best, 20% on the road, more like 10 to 15% on the road.
Yeah, and Dave, you've covered this more than I have. Does road fan presence really impact a game? I mean, unless you get the majority of fans there, like you're talking when it's on the margins of 10 to 15 to 20%, does it really matter in an SEC game?
No, and that's the only reason you like neutral site games.